Buenos dias, ElastixWorld 2014. I especially want to greet all of the Chilean visitors and thank you for coming to yet another successful ElastixWorld event. I am sorry I couldn't be there this year. I certainly enjoyed ElastixWorld last year in Mexico City, and I hope you all have a wonderful time here at the conference and enjoy the show. Well, I wish I could say that starting Asterisk was something of a visionary thing to do, but actually I started Asterisk because I needed a phone system and they were very expensive at the time. And as a software developer, I just thought, well, I can just write one. I mean, it's just software, how hard can it be? And sometimes innovation is a combination of knowing enough to be successful and not knowing enough to know how hard the task in front of you really is, or you might never get started in the first place. Even the decision to make Asterisk open source was really initially made just because I participated in the open source community. I had used Linux for a number of years, and I had developed the game instant messenger, now more commonly known as Pigeon, and had participated in the community and just thought this was the right thing to do, to make it open source. It really wasn't until quite some time later that we realized that the decision to make Asterisk open source was the right thing for the industry, because at the time there was a very technical audience. Things were very expensive in the PBX space. There were a lot of people who were needing the kind of customization that open source uniquely is able to provide. And there were many business opportunities for people to be able to create businesses around telecom that were enabled by Asterisk. And for all of those reasons, Asterisk, being open source, allowed it to be incredibly successful. And that success is in no small part based on people like you that are attending the show that have helped take this technology and bring it to a much broader audience. When I started with Asterisk, I didn't really tell very many people what it was that I was doing. Some of my friends knew, but most of those people were not really very excited about telephones. It takes a certain kind of person to get excited about working with telephones. And really, it wasn't until after I made the first release of Asterisk that I started to find other people that could get just as excited that my computer was now able to make dial tone and that I could use a phone and press digits and make the computer do things. I started Asterisk in 1999. I was just 21 years old at the time, and just created it primarily to meet my own needs and made it available as open source for other people to use. Over the last many years, the project has changed quite a bit and the industry has changed quite a bit, in part due to the creation of the project. Initially, the internet was very valuable for me to be able to find other people who shared my interest in making open source telecommunications software. People got extremely excited about Asterisk just for the underlying technology, for the opportunity to participate in creating this new telecommunications revolution. People wrote software for Asterisk regardless of whether they actually needed that software or not in the beginning, just because they thought it was interesting software to be able to create. Over time, Asterisk has created a tremendous impact upon the industry. When I first took Asterisk to trade shows, many of our competitors at the time, like Cisco and Nortel and Avaya, viewed Asterisk as though it were just a small pet project. But then as time went along, they started seeing Asterisk actually impacting their customers, because people were demanding the kind of flexibility and the kind of capability that Asterisk was providing. And they started taking us a lot more seriously, and maybe not quite as friendly as it was in the beginning. Also over time, our developers have changed. Instead of just developing for Asterisk because they thought it was something cool, most of our developers today are creating software based on Asterisk or improvements to Asterisk because it fits business needs for them. And now those changes come back, and Asterisk is an even better product, just like it was in the beginning, but it's being done because of business reasons, not just personal interest. So the impact that Asterisk has had on the industry is extremely significant, as many of you are already aware. Very few companies now are buying new traditional TDM technologies. Instead, people have moved greatly over to voice over IP. Today we take that change for granted, but Asterisk played a very large part in that, not only because of its lower cost ability to be implemented, but because Asterisk bridged the old technologies with the new one. It allowed people to add voice over IP capabilities to their existing systems without having to remove them all and replace them all. And that allowed people to make incremental changes to evolve their phone systems, evolve their telecommunication systems to support newer types of technology. It also has enabled an entire host of new businesses. Before, long-distance companies were typically very, very large companies. But we had someone at Digium, for example, who at 18 years old left Digium to create his own long-distance company, which he was able to support his family with. And that kind of technology story is very unique to Asterisk. You don't really hear people with Avaya systems building phone companies in their garage. As Asterisk has grown, much like Apache, Apache was originally started as an application. We think of Apache long ago as being the web server application. But now people build websites, and Apache is just a component of the overall system. Similarly, Asterisk used to be the application. And although you can still, of course, build a PBX or even some other types of applications just built on Asterisk, really Asterisk is becoming the core of communications technology on which people are building other new types of applications. That transition has been a very important one, from being a PBX to being a communications engine. And now, even today, there is another major change going on as communications become more web-centric and more peer-to-peer with WebRTC. And again, Asterisk is having to advance to support new types of web technologies, both in directly interfacing to Asterisk, as well as through WebRTC and the Respoke project. In the past, Asterisk was able to be used to bridge the old TDM technologies with voice over IP technology. And of course, you can still do that today. Now, we see Asterisk as having the capability of combining WebRTC with the traditional voice over IP technology as well. And again, it provides a bridge from the present into the future to allow people to incrementally add these new industry-changing technologies into their existing communications infrastructure. Many years ago, it became clear that developers needed a relatively easy way to access some of Asterisk's features. As such, we developed originally the AGI gateway interface, which was analogous to the CGI interface in the web world. That allowed people to build custom IVR applications. Then we discovered that people needed more management capability of Asterisk, so we created the Asterisk management interface. These layers have been heavily used by people building applications on top of Asterisk, but have been somewhat awkward in their control because they interface to Asterisk from two different angles and not through the same interfaces that Asterisk is itself built with. Today, Asterisk now has the ARI, a RESTful interface that can be used via web communications, for example, to interact with Asterisk at a much deeper level with much more consistency. So we are trying to make Asterisk a better product for those who want to use Asterisk to create their own products and their own distributions built upon it. AGI and AMI interfaces have allowed Elastix users to create their own custom applications on Asterisk, and the new ARI interface is going to allow Elastix users to create even more sophisticated applications much more easily on top of Asterisk. The open source nature of Asterisk is absolutely critical to its success. By being open source, Asterisk has been able to be adapted by many users. It's been able to be used in environments that we might never have imagined Asterisk being able to be used in. Similarly, Elastix, being open source, has many of the same advantages associated with it. And it's important in an open source project to keep a community around the project. Even though Digium is a company which supports Asterisk very heavily, Asterisk has its own identity and its own life even beyond Digium, with people making contributions from all over the world to help make the product better. Those contributions don't necessarily need to be things that are priorities for us at Digium. They can be priorities for anyone. And in that way, the Asterisk project can continue to reach in more directions than any one company or person could ever imagine it doing on its own. It's great to see so many people in the Elastics community as well, also participating in the Asterisk community to help make both products better. Fundamentally, open source helps make security much better. You have many more people that are looking at the underlying code and able to find if there are any faults, and getting those faults fixed is much more rapid a process because there are so many people that are able to make those changes, and it's so easy to get those changes distributed more rapidly. Like with many things, security in Asterisk is not a very simple problem. If you have very sophisticated locks on your doors at home, but you elect to never lock your doors at home and someone takes things from your house, do you blame the locks or do you blame the person that is leaving the doors unlocked? In a similar way, Asterisk has the capability of providing a tremendous level of security, but it must be properly used in order to do that. That is one thing that distributions like Elastics have done, is made it easier for people to turn on the levels of security that are required. But ultimately, the user needs to do the right things to keep their system protected, to keep the doors locked, and to keep people out of their system who shouldn't be available on it. For that reason, it's very important that your systems be implemented by someone that is properly trained. And if you want to do it yourself, we highly recommend that you seek training, particularly around the security aspects of Asterisk and Elastics. By its open source nature, Asterisk is more secure because many more people are looking at it. If there are faults in systems that are of a proprietary design, you might not ever know, even though other people might be able to discover those faults. Even the manufacturer might not know. But because so many people are always analyzing Asterisk to make sure that there are no faults, when the faults are found, it's much easier to get those corrected. There's nothing really unique about configuring or securing Asterisk versus other systems, other voice over IP systems. They all live on the network, and if they're configured without passwords, then they all are equally insecure, or if they're configured with trivial passwords, they're all equally insecure. It's important, however, for all of us in the Asterisk community to try to do our best to keep our system secure, to try to avoid the false impression that Asterisk is somehow the problem, as opposed to Asterisk not being properly configured or secured. Because of the wide variety of security protocols that are available in Asterisk, you can actually configure Asterisk to be even more secure than any of the other solutions that are out there today. The relationship between Asterisk and Elastics is obviously a very important one. Asterisk is the underlying technology that enables Elastics to operate. But Elastics is one of the elements that allows Asterisk to be used very broadly, especially in Latin America. Elastics and other distributions allow people that might know nothing about Linux or Asterisk or any of those underlying technologies to still benefit from all the capabilities that those technologies bring to them. And we're very grateful to have Elastics participate in helping us out. And of course, it's that much more rewarding to us that Elastics made the same decision that we made around Asterisk to be an open source project. And we hope that as you attend this conference, that you will support those companies like Elastics and like Digium that are the proponents of the open source projects and that help make those projects continue to be successful and continue to develop on them and make them better. Again, welcome to ElastixWorld 2014 in Santiago, Chile. And thank you for supporting Elastics and Digium in our missions of bringing open source telecommunications to more people.